Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing DUSKNOIR from the Shrouded Fable expansion set. Actually, DUSKNOIR has two very useful evolution stage, but first let's take a look at this DUSKNOIR. It's a stage 2 Pokemon with the ability Cursed Blast. Once during your turn, you may put 13 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. However, if you use this ability, DUSKNOIR is knocked out and your opponent gets a prize. And don't worry about allowing your opponent to get a prize because this will actually help us to make this combo work. And then in stage 1 evolution, DUSCLOPS has the same ability, but this one only puts 5 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. While its ability deals a little less damage than DUSKNOIR, this one is definitely easier to set up. Again, by forcing our opponent to take a prize, it will activate the ability of our main attacker, LUXRAY, with the Swelling Flash ability. Once during your turn, if this card is in your hand and your opponent has taken more prizes than you may put this Pokemon straight to your bench. This ability is so good because you can completely skip its evolution stages and you can easily put it into play. And assuming that you're still behind on prizes, you can easily power up its attack with the Reversal Energy, which will count as 3 energies of every type as long as you're behind on prizes and it is attached to a non-rule box evolution Pokemon. Its attack while charged deals 180 damage, however it will also get 20 recoil damage. And if you combine the damage output of this attack together with DUSCLOPS and DUSKNOIR's ability to put damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, you can easily knock out a Pokemon with 230 and even 310 HP. And being behind on prizes also activates Defiance Band tool card. When attached to your Pokemon, it will increase your attack by 30 more damage. And that's not all because this build has a few more tricks up its sleeve. To surprise our opponent late game, we also have this SLOWBRO, more for its Twilight Inspiration attack. You can only use this attack if your opponent has exactly 1 prize remaining, which you can easily manipulate by giving up prizes with DUSCLOPS or DUSKNOIR's ability. For 2 colorless energy, every time you use this attack, you can simply take 2 of your remaining prizes. Easier said than done, of course, which is why we also have our secret weapon, the new ace-pack card Neutralization Zone Stadium. This basically makes all of your non-rule box Pokemon immune to damage by attacks from your opponent's EX or V Pokemon. Late game, when your opponent has no way to remove the stadium, your SLOWBRO can become invincible while he takes all of your remaining prizes. Just a reminder though that this stadium does not stop effects of attacks, and it's also useless against other single prize attackers. And once this stadium is discarded, you may no longer recover it, which sort of like puts it in the lost zone, so you can only play this once per game. So make sure not to use it until the most ideal time. But honestly though, this stadium is so easy to remove that most often than not, you're just going to lose the game because this stadium does not stay like you want it to. And that's just the reality of it, you know? So you guys have been warned. Late game though, there are ways you can prevent your opponent from playing any cards that will remove your stadium. For example, you can use Roxanne. If your opponent has 3 or less prizes remaining, you can use this to have both players shuffle their hand to their deck. You draw 6 cards while your opponent only draws 2. And Iono of course can be useful too, especially if your opponent is down to just 1 prize card remaining. The best way to find your Neutralization Zone Stadium is with the help of Colress's Tenacity. This allows you to find 1 stadium and 1 energy of any kind from your deck and put it into your hand. Since we don't have a lot of energies in this deck, this is also great for getting it. But we also have 1 copy of Energy Lotto. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. If you find any energies there, you may put 1 in your hand. And speaking of special energies, Roseanne's backup can help us recover up to 4 different cards. A Pokemon, a tool card, a stadium, and an energy. And interestingly enough, Grusha can be useful in this deck too, since most oftentimes, you will not have any energies attached to your Pokemon. So this one lets you draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand, but again, if you have no energies in the field, you may draw until you have 7 cards instead. And finally, I have 1 copy of Professor Turo's Scenario, just in case you start with Blood Moon Ursaluna EX as your starting Pokemon. And late game, this Pokemon is actually very useful, since its ability reduces its attack cost for every prize your opponent has already taken, so worst comes to worst when your opponent is down to their last prize, you may just be able to use its attack for 0 energy, and be able to hit for 240 damage. That could be enough to take down a basic EX or V Pokemon to get your last 2 prizes. I have to say this build involves a lot of thinking. It really requires accurate precision when it comes to how many prizes you should be giving up. You have to know when is the best time to do that and when to drop the Neutralization Zone Stadium. This build is definitely worth trying out, and whoever came up with this combo is a real genius. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing DUSKNOIR and DUSCLOPS. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video, and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. We're going to start this one with the Bidoof in the active spots, and I have opted to go first in this matchup. I like going first, especially if you can set up your basic Pokemon. Evolving your DUSCLOPS is a lot easier. Hey, we got a Duskull. Alright, cool. Just gonna end my turn there. And I am using this Bidoof with 70 HP. I mean, survivability is a lot higher, but the only downside is that it has 2 retreat costs. That's the only thing I don't like about it. And we're going against Lugia VSTAR. Alright. Lugia VSTAR is a very strong build to have, especially if you can set up early on in the very beginning of the game, set up your Archeops, and you just put a lot of Pokemon like Iron Hands EX can even take multiple prizes if they knock us out, so we have to be very careful here. So we're just going to evolve into Dusclops for now. I could use a Yono. I mean, since I can't really retreat Bidoof anyways, I might as well just use Ultra Ball. Discard these two. I mean, yeah, I might need a Yono to draw more cards, so I'll just get a Bibarel. Evolve this. Draw 2. And we get an Arven, okay. I think I'm gonna use Arven for now. Get Buddy Buddy Poffin and Rescue Board. And I'm gonna set up another Bidoof and another Duskull. If my opponent can set up on their next turn, most likely they can evolve into Lugia VSTAR and set up their Archeops. So most likely Bibarel will get knocked out. So I'm just getting ready. I'm just preparing. So we might need another Bibarel line just in case. My opponent evolves into Lugia VSTAR and they're gonna use a Yono. Okay. The one good thing about this matchup though is that Lugia VSTAR is weak against lightning, and since Luxray is a lightning type, we could easily take two prizes for knocking out a Lugia VSTAR. For now, my opponent evolves into Chinchino, sets up another Minchino, and takes a knockout. Even with just 2 special energies, it's enough damage to knock out our Bibarel. Very, very unfortunate. But we have Night Stretcher. Thankfully, we already set up another Bidoof, so we can evolve this guy to Bibarel. We can evolve into another Dusclops. And with Buddy Buddy Poffin, set up Duskull and Clef, I think. And could just use Ultra Ball to get Luxray so that I can finally attack. Draw. Hopefully we can get an energy. Come on. Yo, we got reversal energy. That's perfect. And with Counter Catcher, we can even target their Lugia. But why is the Swelling Flash not working? Once you're in turn, if there's Pokemon in your hand, you know. What's that? Oh, you have to play it like a trainer card. Bro, okay. Sorry guys, I don't use this card much on PTCG Live, so you have to forgive me. But now it's on our bench, thanks to its ability, fully powered up. And you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna give up prizes to use Curse Blast, and I'm gonna try and knock out their Minchino on their bench. This Chinchino will survive if we knock out both Dusclops, so I might as well just get another prize by knocking out this guy. Alright, cool. So, all the while my opponent is taking prizes each time our Duskull is knocked out, but we got Roxanne and my opponent only has 3 prizes left, so we can actually use it. So I'm pretty confident with Neutralization Zone. I mean, Chinchino can attack, but still. If they have any Lugia or whatever, Iron Hands EX, it's not going to be as effective. And with this Lugia VSTAR gone, and with Roxanne giving us 6 prizes and leaving my opponent with just 2, I can confidently just use Wild Charge to knock out their Lugia VSTAR to get us 2 more prizes. Insane! Insane. It's actually a really, really genius idea to give up a prize so that you can use Luxray's ability. Skip its pre-evolution stages, put it straight to your bench, and by being behind on prizes, it also activates the reversal energy, fully powering up Wild Charge, and then start attacking. But Chinchino is just way too powerful, still gets a knockout against our Luxray, and still though, since they're still ahead in prize, I could still actually put Luxray in play using its ability Swelling Flash. And then I'm just going to set up my Slowpoke and set up for SLOWBRO lineup soon. And I'm just gonna retreat and knock out this Chinchino finally. And with Slowbro in our hand, we can just evolve our Slowbro. We just have to find another energy to help us get our last 2 prizes to win the game. So let's see how my opponent plays this out. Our Pokemon is immune to damage from their Pokemon V or EX Pokemon thanks to Neutralization Zone. But with so many cards in their hand, I'm pretty sure they have something to take out our Stadium card. And that's the only thing with Neutralization Zone. Once it's taken out, you cannot put it back into play. You can only play that once per game. It's kind of like a VSTAR power ability. So if they can remove it, that's gonna be it. So with that, Lugia VSTAR is fully powered up. They have Luminion V though. Do they have something? Maybe get an Arvin to get like something? They're gonna boss. Oh no! We have Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. And it's so hard to retreat that thing. Oh, dude. Not like this. Not like this. Oh. And Chinchino is in play now. Archeops is in play. They can easily retreat. They can power up their Chinchino even. And take a knockout against our single prize Pokemon. So Neutralization Zone is not going to take effect against Chinchino, dude. Thankfully, they only have 1 Archeops. They only charge up 2 special energies. But next turn, my opponent will win this. So what can we do? Oh, you know what, guys? You know what? Here. We're gonna grab Counter Catcher. We're gonna use Curse Blast. Again, my opponent gains a prize card. We will be behind on prizes. That will activate Blood Moon Ursaluna's ability completely, allowing it to attack for 0 damage, and now we can use Counter Catcher to just target Luminion V to knock it out, getting us our last 2 prizes. Dude, this deck is genius, man. Alright, moving on to our second match. We have Cleffa to go into the active spot. Tatsuguri might be useful, so I'll just put it into play for now. Especially if my opponent can knock out our Cleffa. At least we have a secondary Pokemon that we can use to survive. And now it's our turn. We got Buddy Buddy Poffin available to us. Of course, you gotta set up your Duskull as soon as possible. I'm just gonna end my turn. And Slowpoke, I don't use it until the very end of the game. When your opponent has fewer prizes left, because you don't want your opponent to know that you have Slowbro. Because most oftentimes they already know what you're up to and they can prevent that. So I don't usually set up Slowpoke until later on during a game. Okay, with Nest Ball, they're going to set up Pheasantipede EX, Ultra Ball, discarding 2 Dark Energies, and they have Okidogi EX. Is this the Loyal 3? Possibly. However, with a bunch of Dark Patches, they accelerate energies to their Pheasantipede EX, and they had Professor's Research. Wouldn't you know, their last card in the hand helped them to draw more cards. And Petulant, okay. And now, Pheasantipede EX is fully energized. They can definitely snipe our bench here. Now that I'm thinking about it, we might need Manaphy in this matchup. Okay, so let's see what we could do. I'm gonna play Calamitous Mountain, and then again, Counter Catcher is not gonna help that much since they have Petulant EX. So I'm just gonna use Iono. No way for us to stall. Evolve Dusclops here, and then use Buddy Buddy Poffin to get Manaphy and another Duskull, and with Nest Ball get a Bidoof. Okay, Night Stretcher is not going to be as useful. I'll just use Ultra Ball, prep my Bibarel, and then I'm going to use Cleffa to use, or you know what? Yeah. Let me use Cursed Blast. Put 50 damage to their Pheasantipede EX. in due time it will get knocked out, right? I'm just gonna Grasping Draw. That way, once we set up our LUXRAY, just in case my opponent like bosses it up into the active and knocks it out, at least we've already given up a prize, and we even deal damage to their Pheasantipede. So now what we could do is just put LUXRAY into play, fully energize it, we can knock out this Pheasantipede. Okay, they're just gonna continue to attack with Cruel Arrow, knocking out our Cleffa. And now, since they only have 3 prizes left remaining, we can actually use Roxanne. Let's evolve into Barrel first, put LUXRAY into play, energize it with Reversal Energy, and we're just gonna recover all of these guys that we can reuse and evolve into another Dusclops. So I'm gonna use Roxanne. We draw 6, my opponent draws 2. That could possibly leave my opponent stranded if they don't have the cards they need to set up their attackers. And then what I could do is fully evolve into Dusknoir actually. Just going to use Counter Catcher for now. And then guess Dusclops to evolve this. I could use Barrel's ability to draw more cards. And then yeah, I'm just gonna Curse Blast this guy. My opponent will get 1 more prize. So we gotta watch out because they only need 2 more prizes to win this one. I'm gonna use LUXRAY to Wild Charge, knock out their Pecharunt EX, getting us our first 2 prizes. And yeah, without anything to poison their Okidogi EX, we should be fine. And Pheasantipede's attack is not going to knock out our LUXRAY. We should be able to survive an attack here, because it's only dealing 100 damage. And what I could do is retreat, even evolve into like something. Let's see, because I need to continue to be behind on prizes before I can use Reversal Energy. They managed to transfer all those energies to Okidogi EX, however, and they get a knockout against our LUXRAY. So now they're down to their last prize. Dude, this is really, really bad. I have Colress's Tenacity. I could get Neutralization Zone, but with 5 cards in their hand, they could possibly have something to remove it. But so far they haven't removed the Calamitous Snowy Mountains, so I'm assuming they don't have anything. So I'll just get Neutralization Zone. I don't have of an option anyways, so I'll just do that. And then so now their EX Pokemon cannot damage our single prize Pokemon. Okay, we got another energy, but we have all the energies we need, right? I'm going to Counter Catcher this Iron Bundle because it pushes out our Pokemon. I might as well just put it there. Evolve into Dusknoir EX. Or Dusknoir. It's not an EX. Evolve into Dusknoir. You're gonna boss my Dusknoir. That's fine. I can actually use it to attack since we're behind prizes. Just use it to attack. Unless my opponent can take out my Neutralization Zone, we should be fine. And they get Luminion V, but they can't play it unless we leave a room somewhere for them to play it. So with Arven, I'm going to get Counter Catcher and Defiance Band. Let's see, we're dealing 150, 180. It's not enough to knock out Okidogi, but we are still safe because they're not able to damage us. So I'm just gonna pass for the meantime. Until we figure this out. Okay, Dark Patch. That's the last one. Professor's Research. They're digging for something. Maybe they have another... They have a stadium card that we don't know about. Yeah, I'm just hoping for the best. If my opponent cannot take out Neutralization Zone, we should be fine. And all we have to do is retreat my Dusknoir, use SLOWBRO twice, and that's not gonna happen because my opponent, Prime Catcher's Big Barrel, will have to use double turbo energy to retreat it. Okay, so my opponent cannot attack. I'll have to use this double turbo energy on Big Barrel. And I think I have no other choice but to... Yeah, just have to retreat and start attacking here. I mean, they don't have Luminion V anymore. Leaving a space on their bench, I don't think will make a big difference. Industrious Incisors, alright, cool. Let's recover some energies and stuff. I could get Duskclops. You know what? Let's not use Snowy Mountain because I might mistakenly get rid of Neutralization Zone. So with that, I'm just gonna use Shadow Bind, deal 180, knock out their Pheasantipity EX, get us 2 prizes. And with that, all we have to do is get another special energy, fully power up our SLOWBRO, retreat our Dusknoir, and we should be able to take our last 2 prizes with Twilight Inspiration. Oh, dude, they have Roaring Moon. If they can fully power up this guy, Neutralization Zone only works on regular attacks. So the effect of the attack of Roaring Moon EX is actually gonna kill us. They will Hyper Blower, so it's all or nothing. If my opponent can fully energize their Roaring Moon EX, we're done for. But they're just gonna pass, and with SLOWBRO intact, and we got Roxanne from our top deck. Come on, energy. There it is! Reversal energy will go into SLOWBRO. We can use Twilight Inspiration to get the last 2 prizes, but my opponent concedes to win us the game! That's insane! And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.